Working with Cinven and GIC was the first time that anyone in Miller had ever had any experience of working in private equity. You know, it was a leap of faith. It was definitely natural nervousness around moving into a different environment.
So we decided to launch the Strategic Financials Fund in 2020. We identified Miller early on as a very interesting opportunity.
There was a lot of focus on getting this first investment right, so a lot of work went into it.
The opportunity that Cinven gave us was to truly regain our independence and all the benefits that come along with that. The nimbleness, the agility that we have of being part of an independent, smaller organization.
We set out an 8-year plan that would lay the foundations of value creation. And that was informed by all of the diligence that we'd done ahead of buying Miller.
I think I was impressed from the very off with Cinven. You could see that they understood the industry and there was huge ambition to start to grab market share in other specialty areas and also expanding into our existing specialty areas. And with the financial support that Cinven and GIC gave us, the opportunity to grow was there.
Insurance distribution businesses are momentum places. I mean, like momentum feeds momentum. We first fixed the finance function, hired a new CFO, and then we created a unit focused on growth and development across 2 vectors, attracting new brokers and talent, and the other one was M&A. The company never had a strong private equity incentive scheme. That's something we put in place early on. People could make the link between their own individual performance, the group financial performance, the recognized success, and the future value creation at the company level and at the personal level.
And then that at the same time was complemented by us bringing in a load of new individuals who started to get wind of this exciting Miller message that we were going places. And obviously that attracted people. It takes time to turn things around. We needed momentum. That takes time to get. It takes time to bring people on board. When people come here, you know, it takes time for their clients potentially to transfer over to Miller. And there's a lag, there's notice periods, there's non-competes, there's all those kind of things that mean there's never an overnight fix.
So the first 12 months definitely, you know, had their ups and downs. A year in, the financial were still fairly flat. But, you know, we never had any lack of confidence that this would be a successful investment. What we weren't expecting is how quickly it took off afterwards.
And as the structure built up, we started getting a lot more people knocking on Miller's door.
We had targets set for the end of 2025 that Cinven and GIC had invested into. And it became more and more clear to me that by midway through 2023, we were going to get to those figures in 2023. So after 3 years rather than after 8 years.
I don't think in our wildest dreams we would have thought that we could execute an 8-year plan in 3 years, but we did it. Precisely what we set out to do, outperform. When we decided it was time to exit the business, GIC saw a lot of potential and they approached us to buy our 50% stake and become long-term shareholder in the business.
You have to remember that this was the first investment out of a new strategy for Cinven, which was the Strategic Financials Fund. And so this was a real stamp of validation to everything that we had set out to achieve as a team 4 years ago.
I'm an extremely ambitious individual. To have investors whose ambitions also match your own personal ambitions has been a great connection. Without them, we wouldn't have been where we are now. We couldn't have achieved everything we have done. I've enjoyed their support, I've enjoyed their challenge, and it just shows that really if you get that right, how enjoyable and how successful partnerships can be.